Hey, what's up, our squad? So glad that you're here with us. And as you saw, I was kind of cleaning the place up a little bit, trying to get it looking good because we've got a special guest that is going to be joining us a little bit later, and that is my wife, Tanya, and she's going to be up here to share with our girls a little bit because we are in a relationship called Meant to Be and looking at dating and all kinds of things like that. So if you were here with us last week, we said something big, kind of a profound relationship, and it said this: staying close to Jesus makes every relationship better. This week, we're going to look at dating and what's the point of it? Should I worry about it? Is it just for fun? Or should there be some kind of a purpose behind it? And when you're talking about things that are just for fun, here's something I came across the other day. Oreo is planning on releasing their own chapstick. That's right, an Oreo chapstick. I would have serious problems with this. I think my lips would constantly be chapped. I'll be walking around like this all the time, try to get some Oreo in my mouth, and it's just on my lips, and there wouldn't be enough. But anyway, back to dating. Is there a purpose? Is it just for fun? Whatever. And here's what I'm going to say, that if you're dating, there needs to be a purpose behind it. It needs to be something that you take seriously. And in the same token, that if you're not ready to date, you don't want to date, you'd rather not worry about all that, that is okay. We talked about this a little bit last week. That's completely and totally fine. In many ways, it's probably best for you. Now, here's how we're going to start things off. I'm going to get started with the guys. We'll grab my wife, bring her up here, and Tanya's going to talk to our girls a little bit. So guys, this is for you. I need you to listen up, and here's where I want us to look at. I want us to look at Philippians chapter 2, and this is what it says. It says, "Do nothing from selfish ambition or conceit, but in humility count others more significant than yourselves." Verse 4 says this: "Let each of you look not only to his own interest, but also to the interests of others." So I want us to look at that verse. It says, do nothing out of selfish ambition. And selfish ambition is doing something for your benefit only. This is about me. This is about what I want. This is about what I desire. And when it comes to any relationship that you have in your life, and especially a dating relationship, you don't want to put yourself out there like that. You don't need to be in a relationship that's all about what you can get. Because here's what happens. In your dating relationship, if you operate and you've got a girl and you're with this girl and it's all about you, you will find yourself in a place where you are disrespecting that young lady, where you are not doing this thing right. As guys, it's really easy for us to get wrapped up only in what we want. But here's what I want you to think about. If you're dating a girl, you are dating somebody that was created by God, that this person has great value. And so it's your job and it's my job as men and as guys that we are to honor the people that God brings into our life. And that means the person that we're dating. So what does it mean to honor the person that you're dating? Well, this is what it means. You should be looking out for her interests. You should be looking out for her reputation. The way that she looks in front of her peers, the way that she looks in front of other people, other adults, your family and her family. If you're dating her, you should honor her in such a way, and you should take care of her in such a way that it makes her look good. You're guarding her reputation so that people don't have a bad thing to say about her because of your relationship together. So how does that translate? Well, it means the way that you talk about her, the way that you talk about her with your other guy friends, the way that you talk about her with her girlfriends, the way that you talk about her whenever she's not around. It's the way that you treat her. Are you treating her with respect while you're dating? Do you have those healthy boundaries where you say, hey, you know what? This is what a dating relationship looks like, and I want to honor God with this because I want to honor you with this. So there are some boundaries that I'm putting up. And are you going and are you abiding by those physical and those emotional boundaries that you've set up in that relationship? And then even in the way, and here's the big one, even in the way that you break up, you have an opportunity to honor that girl even after the relationship is over. And it's to say, hey, yeah, she's a great girl, but you know what? Things didn't work out between us. In other words, you value her as a person because she has been created by God. And everything that you say and everything that you do, you are going to honor her in that. So guys, here's something to think about. Most likely, somebody else out there in the world is dating your future spouse. Okay, the person that you're dating right now most likely statistically won't be the person that you spend the rest of your life with. So what that means is somebody somewhere else is dating the person that one day you will marry. And if that's the case, that means that one day you'll get married to a person that you love more than anything in this entire world. And when you look into their eyes, you are going to want them to come into that relationship with you healthy and not bruised from previous relationships or previous screw-ups or dumb boyfriends and all of this other thing. You want them to come in to that relationship healthy. So here's my question for you. Are you treating the person that you are dating the same way, with the same respect, with the same honor that you hope somebody else is treating your future spouse with right now? See, the idea behind a dating relationship and putting other people before yourself is to put your selfish ambitions aside, to walk in humility and ascribe honor to people that God brings into our lives, because we don't know how long they'll be there. So here's what I'm going to go do right now. I'm going to go get my wife. I'm going to go get Tanya and have her come up here and talk with our girls for just a minute. Okay, hold on. Hey, baby, you ready?
Yeah.
She's coming. Hold on a second. You ready, baby?
I'm ready. You weren't recording just then, right?
Yeah, I was recording.
No, you're not.
Yeah. Come on, have a seat.
Nuh-uh.
It's all part of it.
It's
Come
part
sit
of
down.
it?
Yes.
It's
all part of it. Joey time. All right, so this is my wife, Tanya. Here's what I need you to do. I want you to talk to our girls and give them some things that maybe have helped you when it comes to dating and relationships. And so give them some advice. They're right here. They're sitting right here in the camera. So you can just talk right to them. There
Okay.
you go.
Hey ladies, I hope you're all having a good night. So for me, as I look back over my relationships and years of dating and boyfriends, a passage of scripture that really comes to mind is Proverbs 4:23, and it says to guard your heart above all else, for it determines the course of your life. And for me, guarding my heart was something I'm very thankful that I did when I look back over my dating years. And some ways to guard your heart is to guard your time. So don't spend all of your time with that guy. You have to make time still for your girlfriends in your life.
Guarding your time is important, and you've seen that where like girls and guys, they just become so infatuated with each other they have no time for anyone else.
Right.
And I know that Tanya was really good at this because the first time I was asking her to maybe go grab dinner or a date, she told me that she was spending time with her mom and that she couldn't go out with me. And I thought that was the end of the road there for a moment because that was kind of lame.
Well, I was spending time with my mom, but I also had a date.
You had a date? Yeah, well, he didn't make it, did he? He didn't make it, did he?
So guard your time.
So guard our time. We don't want to
Yes.
be all with that one other person.
Nope. And then
No.
we have to, another way to guard your heart is to guard your emotions. Don't let the person you're dating make or break your day. I feel like that's really important. And you also have to guard who you are. You be you, girl. Do not change who you are for the person you are dating. You also have to focus on the future. Your boyfriend will not satisfy you. That only comes from a relationship with Jesus. And God has big plans for your life. Another verse that I love is Psalms 37:4, and it says, "Delight yourself in the Lord, and He will give you the desires of your heart." So you just have to remember that God made you with a special purpose, and He is the only one who can ultimately satisfy you.
Sorry. So we're going to guard our time.
Yes.
We're going to guard our emotions. We're not
Yes.
going to let another person drive us and
Right.
determine the way that we think and get us down all day.
Right,
And
right.
then you be you.
Yes.
Right? Don't change for
Yes.
this other guy. Keep things the way that God designed you to be and who you are. And then he'll
Focus on the future.
Yeah, focus on the future. He'll
Yeah.
give you the desires of your heart. Very good. Well,
Yeah.
thank you, honey. Thank you for coming
You're
and sharing with us. Appreciate
Welcome.
that.
Yes.
So, all right.
All right.
We're gonna cut
Bye.
it. So you may be asking yourself, is it good for me to date? Well, remember what Paul said. You may be free to do some things. Yeah, you may be able to do anything, but is it beneficial and is it good? And if you do feel like that's what you need to do, here's a couple extra tips. One, date somebody who's a believer in Jesus. If you do this, and what that will do is help you keep that relationship focused, help you keep it centered. And the other thing is date with a purpose. Ask questions, get to know that person long before you start dating so that you can figure out if they're the kind of person that you want to have an influence on your life to begin with. And so be purposeful, be intentional. And at the end of the day, remember, staying close to Jesus makes every relationship better.